Hello friends, welcome to Made with These Old Hands. Today I'm going to demonstrate eco printing or eco dyeing, which is basically using things from nature. And I have a whole list of supplies which I will put underneath, but I will show them to you one at a time as we go through this as well. Some of the things you need to do in advance is to make a mordant, which looks like this. And it's basically copper sitting in vinegar for a month or so, 3 weeks at least. Forces the color to stay on the fabric. So I'm going to just adjust now, and I'll show you each of the things that we're going to need. So the first thing is fabric, and it needs to be a natural fabric, cotton, rayon, linen, or silk, or you can find another not man-made fabric. This fabric is just cotton and it's nice and thin. It will take about an hour to dye. This is a much heavier cotton, quite heavy actually, and it'll take probably 2 hours. Then you need, and there's old silk scarves work as well. So a variety of leaves. I have some kind of a weeping, I cut it off somebody's yard and I can't remember what it's called. Maple leaves, split leaf maples, and ferns do really well. Oak leaves do well. They do turn black as opposed to colored. And you can use flowers, but I am not going to do that today. The other thing you need is a pot that is dedicated to crafts. You cannot cook in this pot when you're done. And I borrowed this huge thing that doesn't even fit on my little barbecue. It has to have a lid, and inside is a couple of inches of water and something to raise what you're going to dye up out of the water, because we're steaming it, we're not boiling it. Finally, on our list of must-haves is some rubber gloves, or whatever they are, vinyl gloves apparently, brown paper, which I have, as you can see, not very successfully, not very surgically cut my width of my fabric from, and then either twine or a cut up old t-shirt or some strips of cloth. You need to use this to wrap around them at the end, and let's go. We're ready to start. I have poured my mordant into a clean container, and I am going to take my fabric and dip it completely into the container and then lay it out onto this brown paper, which I have taped down so the wind doesn't blow it away. Be right back. So the silk scarf is now soaked and laying on the clean brown paper. I'm going to take the oak leaves and I'm going to lay some of them with the veins down and some of them with the veins up, so that we can see the difference in how they dye the silk. The next step is rolling it up. So I'm going to take the brown paper and the silk. I'm going to try and roll it as tightly as I can on something that is round and can be. So I'm pushing down as hard as I can, and then I'm going to wrap it as well so that everything is very, very tight. As you can see, some of them are face up, some of them are face down. And I'm going crooked. Don't go crooked. Do what I say, not what I do. Okay, so that is now ready for steaming. I'll take my handy dandy t-shirt and I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to pull as tight as I can, and I'm going to cover as much of this as I can with this tight wrap, because that's the secret to a successful imprint, is having everything down with no airspace in between. That's why I love the stretchy t-shirt that I cut up, because I can make it even tighter. And by the way, when you are finished this, do tie it in a bow, because it's really hard to get undone later. So we now have a mummified wrap all ready to steam. I'll tie that in a bow. I'm going to do 4 different ones, but I'm only going to demonstrate one because you don't need to really watch the process on the others. And I will then come back and put it in the steamer. So this is all that's left of my table. It's I'm going to put what's left of the Mordant, because there is a little bit left, back in the jar and add more vinegar for another month. I have 2 bottles done with heavy cotton, and I have 3 dowels done with light. So this is our pot, and it's on my little tiny barbecue, bigger than my barbecue. It is boiling, and so we have to put these in such a way that the lid can still go on and it's not in the water. Now let's see if I can do this without making you seasick. Ouch. Don't touch the edge of the pot either. Also, because I have made the decision to do 2 different weights, which might or might not be wise, I will come back in 1 hour and remove the ones on dowels and leave the ones on the bottles for a further hour. So I'm going to put the lid on, start steaming. Make sure you do it outside. Even though when you're doing it, it just smells like vinegar, as it steams, it turns into something you do not want in your house and you do not want to breathe. So put the lid on and let her rip. So because I'm trying to keep these videos within a half an hour, I will make a second video with the reveal tomorrow.